And welcome back, everyone. We are going to be making some red beans and rice fried balls today in our Harry Cooper Supply kitchen.
In honor of?
In honor of the big game being held in New Orleans. And yeah, so basically you have to make it, you want it refrigerated overnight. So I made some red beans and rice, just the Zatarain's box, chopped up some kielbasa, and made it last night.
That looks so good.
I know, do you want to bite?
Not cold, but oh my gosh.
No,
like
it smelled so good. So I made it, let it refrigerate overnight if you're gonna do this at home. And then we're gonna make them into, it says 2 tablespoon sized balls, but I have an ice cream scooper. So we're just gonna kind of go, put them in here, and then we have to freeze it for at least an hour before we go and batter and fry it, and then enjoy it.
I just want to say how much I appreciate what you made, because I usually take the easy route and I get the little packet of red beans. It's like Knorr's side dishes, red beans and rice. We just put it in a pot and let it boil and then you're done. This looks so authentic.
Well, thank you. I did do it out of a box though.
Oh.
So.
It looks way better than mine.
Thank you.
Way.
So, all right, I'm gonna get some parchment paper down here.
Yes.
And I looked up a fun fact.
Yes, please.
If we can scoot that teleprompter up. Thank you. Fun fact about red beans and rice and why it's kind of synonymous with New Orleans is it was so popular in that city due to the historical ties to the city's diverse cultural influences, particularly from African and Caribbean traditions. Because you always think gumbo, red beans and rice, beignets, you know, so.
I wonder, and is that, do you think, and again, the diversity I understand, but New Orleans is very French. I wonder if these all were derivatives of a French cuisine / French culture. Because when I go to the French Quarter, if you will,
yes,
the food is so good.
It is very good.
It is just amazing, and I'm curious to know like how that Creole, Cajun, all those seasonings became synonymous with New Orleans, you know, because of that. I mean, what you said.
Yeah. I think it's, for sure.
Like, who introduced that?
Who introduced it? I want to know the person. I need their name and number.
I want to time machine back to talk to them.
Yes. And here's the thing. So when I went to New Orleans, it was really for less than 24 hours because I was working on Undercover Boss. And I was so nervous about finding anything that I can eat because everything's got like crawfish or shrimp or, you know, fish. And I was like...
True.
But I did find just regular kielbasa gumbo. It was so good.
I mean, I've told you this before, but New Orleans is where I fell in love with spicy food. Up until then, I'd never been a fan of spicy food.
Yes.
And because of New Orleans and the amazing local restaurants I would go to when I worked on the cruise ship, absolutely love spicy food now.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, this is why the refrigerating overnight process is important. It's gonna stick together, because when I put this into the Tupperware, it still had some juice to it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be too watery. But then it, you know, it congeals overnight.
Yes, okay, good point.
I wanna pop one of these in my mouth.
I just want to heat this up and eat it just eat it.
I know. Well, whatever's left over, Jeremy, it's all yours.
Maddie, we may have to scoot these closer together because we have so much amazing red beans. I don't want to waste one thing.
No, we don't. And I don't want to waste a thing.
Although, Maddie, if we do have extra, can I save this for Monday's recipe?
Yeah.
I have an idea for Monday.
Definitely. You may.
I may have to.
Yeah. So this is kind of like, you know, the tedious part, if you will. Well, I guess we have to do all the dredging and all that, but
you know what this kind of reminds me of? You say tedious, but it's also a great time to do this with a family member. Like, for an example, one of my favorite memories of Grandma is we'd go to the garden and we'd get like snap peas, and we'd pick them, and then guess what you do? You go in the kitchen and you take the time to wash them and snap them together, and you're talking, and you're just having a good time.
Catching up, getting
Catching up.
Yep.
Spilling the tea. What happened at church?
I loved doing that at my grandma's. Was not snap peas, but green beans.
Yeah.
Know?
And green beans. Yep.
Corn on the cob, shucking it.
Yep.
Before a good old summer barbecue.
You shuck that corn.
You shook it.
Oh yeah, and by the way too, blackberries. My grandmother lived in Washington State, and she had natural blackberry bushes all around her house. So our fun summer pastime was to go pick blackberries so Grandma could make a blackberry cobbler.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, I mean, I love those memories. If you're a grandparent especially, you understand that as like, I know so many people who just like, I just want to make as many memories with my grandchildren as I can because I want them to remember me. And I'm like, oh my God, you're gonna make me cry.
I know.
I was like, oh. And that is the best. When you have great memories of your grandparents, it's just amazing.
Yes.
Oh gosh, sorry, I made another one. Do you want me to scoot it up?
Let's see. Just scoot it up a little bit. I mean, yeah, they're just gonna freeze, so.
Yeah, we just gotta freeze these
If they freeze together, it'd be one big ball.
Oh my
Do you want to save the rest for Monday?
Can we?
Yeah.
'Cause the idea I have, I'm excited about, and it could be a modge podge of, again, the idea I have, I won't spill the beans yet, get it, or I won't spill the red beans and rice. But I've got an idea for that, so I'll set this here. But if you don't mind, I'm gonna save this for Monday.
Okay.
Because Tom and I will be here, and I have a little something.
A little idea.
A little idea.
Okay, so now that we've got our red beans and rice balls done, we are just gonna pop this into the freezer
Yes, okay.
for at least an hour. And
Yeah.
then when we come back in the third hour, we're gonna do all the frying and the battering.
Yes.
And that's how that is done, so.
Amazing. Pop those in this thing. I hope we have room.
All right.
All right, guys, don't go anywhere. So much more fun coming up right after this.
Oh, this one's perfect.
Oh, perfect. Okay,
Yes.
great. Let me set these